against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Cause baby, I feel real good and I wish I would. Watch out now. It's gotta be against the law to look this damn good. Watch out now. Everybody watch out. Watch out now. I'm ready for a good time, and I came to groove. The whole band's here, and we came to move. Got a fresh haircut and 2 new shoes. We're here all night.
Wake up! Yep, it's that time again for Vape AM, brought to you by Vapers1.com. I am your host, Anthony Ramella. All right, guys, it is Monday morning again, and I didn't do so well this morning. If you're getting this at brunch time, that's totally my fault. I overslept. Literally, I usually just wake myself up at about 5 in the morning, and today, not so much. Went out and had some fun yesterday at the boss's house, and did a little oversleeping today. So anyway, those of you that have come over from Facebook, welcome. We do this kind of every morning, usually not so late in the day, but like I said, once again, that is my fault. No one else but me. Anyway, so we usually do some history, some birthdays in the morning, a little bit of Wake and Vape news, just to kind of get your day rolling, a little discussion topic for the rest of the day. But we do have some other things going on, so we have a contest going on. I'm not going to go into that deep until later on in the episode, but I do want to tell you a couple things about it. So first thing is we need you guys to like or dislike, whichever you prefer, subscribe to the channel, and then also give us a comment. Now, in your comment, we're going to give you a word of the day that you will need to have in your comment to win into the contest, and I'll explain a little bit more of that a little later on. So let's get on to the regular stuff we do every day. Let's do some birthdays this morning because I got some pretty good ones today. So today's having a birthday is Chris Pine. If you don't know who Chris Pine is, he is the new captain of the Enterprise. He's done quite a few other movies as well, but a pretty decent actor, and I've enjoyed his version of Captain Kirk. Even he kind of portrays a little bit of the old guy a little bit, so I enjoy that. Someone who should never be left home alone, Macaulay Culkin. His birthday is today. Those of you who don't know who he is, just ask your parents. He used to be a funny child actor who went a little bit, we won't say crazy, but close enough as he got older. But happy birthday, Macaulay Culkin. Hope you're having a good day. And last but certainly not least, Melissa McCarthy's birthday is today. Probably one of the funniest women we've seen in this last decade, and she can do it all. She's a dramatic actress, a fantastic comic actress. She can lead a movie. She can be a great on a movie too. So I really enjoy her. She's just always exactly what you need her to be in a movie, and she's really hilarious. So happy birthday, Melissa McCarthy. Hope you're having a fantastic day. All right, well, let's get on to some history. Like I said, I was running a little bit late this morning, so I am kind of running by the seat of my pants today, but that's what makes it fun. Mondays sometimes are just crazy. You just have to figure out what's going to happen, and you just jump out of bed and get rolling. So I did find something interesting for history today. Now, this isn't way back history. This is fairly current history. But in 2014, Burger King agrees to purchase Canadian donut chain Tim Hortons for $11.4 billion. Now, I'm sure you're probably thinking, what in the world could this possibly have to do with vaping? Well, this is something we're seeing in some of our industries, whether it's with the CBD industry or with the vaping industry, is that some of these smaller companies who have really worked very hard to get to where they are, these larger corporations are throwing these major amounts of money at them to allow them to purchase them because they didn't want to do the work. They just want to stand on the shoulders of someone else that did and make profits. I kind of have issue with this. I don't like that these companies are being bought out by bigger corporations, because then you end up with 4 or 5 corporations that rule the world, and that's just not, in my opinion, the best way to go. We do see recently where Altera just purchased basically the rights from a CBD company in Canada that does business in the United States, and I think it's just a bad thing to have Big Tobacco's name anywhere near those products because it's just going to put it in a bad spotlight. So just my personal opinion, but these are kind of things that I'm not a big fan of, and I always like to just bring that stuff to you, get your minds running, kind of think about that a little bit. All right, guys. Well, let's get on to some Wake and Vape news. So this morning, I'm going to talk a little bit about something that I watched quite a bit over last week and over the weekend. Some pretty upset reviewers out there Those of you that don't know, the VTA, the Vapor Technology Association, has filed suit against the FDA for this ridiculous moving around of the PMTA process. They keep changing the dates, they keep changing the rules, they keep changing what they want out of this, and they're making this extremely difficult. So the VTA has basically said, okay, we've had enough. All right, we want to comply with what you guys want to do, but you just keep changing, the rules mid-game, and this is causing a big problem. Well, I talked about that a little bit last week, and probably the icing on the cake with this that I didn't know at the time is that Juul, who up till recently was a member of the VTA, has now removed their support from the VTA and criticized this lawsuit. This to me really kind of makes Juul the redheaded stepchild of the vaping industry. They, at one point here recently, I was finally getting on board with them and saying, okay, it looks like they're trying to do things that are trying to help. And this is the complete opposite of that. I don't understand why they would do this. I don't really understand why they would put every other vapor except for Juul people against them. And I think it's to the point where Juul wants to separate themselves from vaping. They want to have what I've kind of coined a Juulopoly. They want to just run vaping. They don't want any other companies to be out there. And I think this is part of that. They're just pulling away from everything else so they can be the one that lasts the whole term. And I think it's funny that vapors typically consider themselves vapors, and people that Juul all the time say that it's Juuling. And I think that's an important distinction there, because I am not a Juuler. I've never owned a Juul product. I really like to vape, and it's one of these things that I think has pulled us apart. The problem with this is with Juul pulling their support from the VTA, basically they're just turning their back on every other vapor out there, because this lawsuit is definitely the way to go. We need to have some realistic guidelines on how to, finish this thing. We all want to win in this scenario. We want people to stop smoking. We want people to have an alternative to, combustibles. We know that this is a harm reduction product that actually works. And to see a company like this basically pull their support and almost demonize the VTA for what they're doing is completely wrong. It's pitting the same side against each other, and that never works out. And infighting in the vapor industry is going to do nothing but bring our industry down. We need to all stand together, because as a group, as a large number of people, we can make a change. But as little individual groups, separated and you will fall. That's basically what's going to happen. United, we can stand for something and maybe get something passed with this. So my little 2 cents worth this morning, I just wanted to talk about that a little bit, because I saw a couple other reviewers that were steaming mad and yelling at the camera. And that's not normally the way that I do things here. I want to bring you a logical argument, but I have to agree with them. Like, this is just out of control. And to allow Juul to continue to run this market without the rest of us standing up and going, we don't use Juul, we vape, other products, I think we need to stand together and make that happen. So that's just what I'm thinking about this morning. So let's talk a little bit about this contest. So basically what the deal is, we wanted to be able to bring people over from Facebook and other social media areas where they're cracking down on vaping groups. If you can't go to a vaping group on Facebook, where are you going to get your information from? So we've got about 2,500, maybe 3,000 friends on Facebook, and we wanted to invite some of them to come over, and we thought we'd do a little fun contest to kind of encourage that. So basically what happens is, when you come over to us, all you need to do is like, subscribe, and comment, and you get put into a everyday chance to win $25, either in a gift card for our stores or a $25 coupon code for our website. Then at the end of the month, we're giving away a $500 Visa gift card. Now, all you have to do is just comment, like, subscribe, and throw this word of the day in there. It's going to take you probably less than a minute to do all three of those things. And it doesn't have to be a long comment, but I'd like to know what you're thinking. So today's word of the day is going to be hashtag Manic Monday. Hashtag Manic Monday, because that's the way it's felt today. Nothing for me has gone right today, and you might as well share in my pain a little bit. Guys, I love you. Everybody here at Vape AM and in all the vapor stuff that we do, and even at vapors1.com, we all have the same goal. Stop smoking, or you're gonna die, all right? And that means I'm at the end of the episode, so that means I'm gonna see you tomorrow. Bum 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 bum. Get your vapors, man. Stop smoking, or you're gonna die. Get your vapors, man. Stop smoking, or you're gonna die. Get your vapors, man. Stop smoking, or you're gonna die. Once upon a time, not long ago, I smoked cigarettes and that's a big no-no. So I went down to Vapers and they hooked me up. New juice every week and I like to suck. They got Miles, I got coils, I got juice galore. That's what makes Vapers the greatest store. Sit at the bar, try a new flavor, just take it from me. I'm the Big Vapor.